Okay, we collected, assembled all the things that we need, and
Only
now
enough for
let's...
2 doses. Got to make them count. It's working, Nadia. Everything looks... normal is the wrong word, but nothing like the last time.
Good. I've made my own antidote and enough for Grandpa, if we find him. I'm on my way to meet you now.
So Grandpa is that Ivan she was writing about, and...
Scarecrows, of course.
Aha, so we were going through the same part. That's how they made the level. You have to go through the same part, but... Okay, it's a cold one, so I was wondering which one I should use light and which one I should use cold outfits.
This can't be the same place. I was lost in here.
Why? So wood. How would you tell apart one tree from another?
When the guilt of working in the gulag became too strong, I would lash out. A stolen screwdriver, misplaced paperwork, futile gestures that would never balance the scales. One day, I was caught taking a stupid risk. Your grandmother, Serafima, she spoke up, took the blame. They beat her, mercilessly. But I was saved. When I found the moment to thank her, she spat at my feet, told me I had risked my life for nothing, challenged me to do more. You have so much of her in you, Nadia. At first, I thought her cruel. She gave me no credit for my little acts of disobedience. That place, the gulag, it crushed hope and ate what little scraps of dignity remained. Every day I did not fight it with my whole heart, she said. I was complicit in atrocity. She demanded my honesty because she knew I was capable. It was the greatest kindness anyone had ever shown me, and I loved her for it.
So there's a huge problem of Westerners projecting their own value system and culture on Russians. For some reason, majority of Western writers have the stereotype that most Russians are downtrodden but forced to take part in atrocities, and they hate themselves for it, and they suffer, and they do little acts of disobedience to maintain some dignity. Absolutely nobody in Russia is like that. It's a pure fantasy. I call it the Akaki Akakevich syndrome, where Gogol's Chanel, Ukrainian writer, who wrote a story about trench coat, how the guy was working on an ungrateful job in Russian Empire, but he saved money to buy himself a new overcoat. Yeah, overcoat, not trench coat. We just usually use the word Chanel to mean a trench coat. But English translation of that story said called it overcoat, and eventually he is robbed and freezes to death. That's the story. But the point is that he's like very deep, suffering, thinking about injustice, but majority of Russian population are very cynical. They steal stuff not to protest, but because it's the norm.
This is Trinity.
It's all wrong. Lost the old man entering the Vale, lost Fisher, lost Parker. Just gone. No trace. Can't trust the eyes. Seeing things. Corpses. Worse. Things that walk. So huge they hide the stars. Can't tell what's real. Not sure there is a real. Is it the eyes? The eyes have to go. My hands are steady now. Billings goes first. Stop! Hold still!
Yeah, must have walked right past it last time. No bodies, though. Maybe they're still alive in here.
My cat's decided to fight. My cat's lying to the left, and the kitty decided to lay on top of him. He's soft, it was fine, soft and fluffy. And then she started trying to bite him. And he fought back. He was asleep, so So yeah, my point is that it's a Western fantasy. I've seen New York Times and Washington Post make articles like Russians are now doing micro protests, writing no war in miniature letters somewhere where nobody sees. This is how they protest. This is brave and correct. No, this is fuck nuts. Like, we made a joke that Russians fart protestingly. West really love to romanticize. They think Russians are like a great cultural nation because they're white and they were an empire. Any imperial nation is seen as superior to former colonies like us. There's a lot of
Nadia,
decolonization that
what do you know
needs
about
to
these
face
ruins out here?
Russia and
Even before the witch made her home there, our people avoided the Vale. The founders were building a shrine out there, but something happened to them. None of us have been in there in generations. Be careful. Even if your visions weren't real, that place is still deadly.
so they really desperate to find, like they consider for some reason there's this stereotype that people who were colonized are some kind of noble savages, and people who were colonizing, they're highly cultural, opera, ballet, science, white man's burden kind of creatures. And it's all bullshit, of course. Pan reminds me of Resident Evil 4, where you fight the gigantes.
Wolves. Damn.
What do you mean just wolves? Oh, that's the ones that we fought before. You didn't see that they're wolves? You thought that there's something else? Really? Yeah, there were wolves with burning eyes, but come on.
We decided to wait until winter passed. We hid supplies. We made maps. We planned. I got her a work detail indoors. She helped me find ways to slow the grinding gears of the gulag. If I could disable a hydraulic lift, I could keep 100 men from one day in the mines. Cut the wiring of a few trucks. There would be no special work projects for another week. I took greater risks. But once I had met your grandmother, I could not return to the sin of ignorance. We knew that the child would complicate our escape, and she hid it as long as she could. And then, without warning, they took her away. Our daughter was given to a nursemaid among the native prisoners, and they dragged Serafima away to the Vale. I tried to stop them, fighting in the open. I stood in front of the transport truck, prepared to kill to save her. But there were too many of them. I screamed my farewell as they dragged me away. And I don't know if she heard.
So yeah, again, Russian philosophy is похуизм. Not giving a fuck. Exactly the opposite of how the West pictures Russian culture.
Oil on the ground. There's your magic fire.
Lara, I'm pretty sure you're the only one who thought that's actually magic. So that was to go back and this one is to go forward, right? Okay, my cat is chewing on every package he can find. I need to give him more food. So yeah, I did made a huge pause.
I wonder if I can move these platforms.
A puzzle!
Maybe I
Alright.
can anchor a rope on that pulley.
Um, and it stays the way you let them.
Must be some way of anchoring. Maybe I should connect them to that post. There must be some way of anchoring the platforms. Maybe I should connect them to that post.
Yeah. I see that there's let's spin it a little bit.
Must be some way of anchoring the platforms.
Is this fixed now? Okay, let's first swim here.
It is my great honor to have been given the responsibility of overseeing the construction of a shrine to the apostles.
Hit for you. There's a big bully. We would probably need to jump here first. We can, but we probably need to adjust it some more, and no.
Maybe I can connect this to something.
Yeah, obviously. This is a thing that you connect to, well, something.
I should be able to connect these two cranks.
And it will start dropping now.
Maybe I can use one of these ropes to get back up. I'll need need to get across somehow.
So when I dropped,
Maybe I can raise and lock these platforms to get over there.
what do I do now though? Like, I didn't get what's the point. I did get there. Since the quick race pulley thing is optional,
Maybe I can
shouldn't
raise
be.
and lock these platforms to get over there.
They put me with the other Russian prisoners. I could see the hate in their eyes, and I didn't blame them. To them, I was just another instrument of their humiliation and degradation. I didn't tell them what I tried to do. It could never be enough. When the revolt came, I was ready. The native prisoners, the ones the Gulag recruited from this very village, were kept apart from the Russians. They had known of my resistance, and that kept them from killing me, along with the other guards. I held my daughter, your mother, for the first time, as the Gulag burned around us. The people of the village took us both in, and against their own superstition, agreed to help me rescue your grandmother from the Vale.
Maybe I can raise and lock these platforms to get over there. Maybe I can raise and lock these platforms to get over there.
So this can only be connected with the bottom thing. You just can't.
Maybe I can raise and lock these platforms to get over there.
I understand how to climb up, but what next?
It's dark. The others are out there.